Well, hello there. All right, so welcome to another fan video. I found another fan here. This is a Craigslist find. It is a Lakewood 3-speed. This is an S223. Stamp on the motor says 1978. It's a little dirty. It's five bucks. Lady didn't want much for it. She said it was her father's and it was in the basement, but that the basement was dry and I don't think there's a lot of rust in it. We'll find that out in a second. Well, if you can see, it's dirty. This fan's pretty dirty, so that's what it is. The sticker's in there. It's kind of fallen off. This is not gonna focus on that, I don't think. There you go. S223. So yeah, so the sticker's coming off, but it's in there. Cord looks pretty good. Sorry for the not focusing thing. Thanks, iPhone. You rock. So the cord looks pretty good. Everything's cool. When we flip it around, you see that the grate's on backwards or upside down or something, because it should be, the slats should be long ways. There's a little bit of a break here. 1 and 2 and 3, but that's all I can really see. It's not broken. You know, the cord must have come out here or here, something like that, because we're used to seeing that the other way. But this has definitely been a part. There's actually, it's funny, there is a rock. I was pulling it out. She ran it for me, and I was pulling it out to the car. Like, there's a fucking rock in here. So anyway, it's got the Macmillan motor, and the motor does in fact say 1978 on it. It says 78. So there's that. And I have a theory about the date on the motors that I want to share with you guys. So the thing with the date on these motors, lots of you guys collect these Lakewoods, and the date stamp on the motor, you know, this one you would say this is a S223 from 1978 because it says 78 on the motor. However, you can understand Lakewood didn't make these motors. This is a Macmillan. Lakewood just built fans. They didn't make motors. And so you've got two entities. You've got a company that makes motors and their manufacturing process, and then you've got a company that makes box fans. Okay, so what happens is the company gets an order to make a bunch of motors for Lakewood, and they make all the motors and they send them out, and they're probably in a continuous process because Lakewood made a lot of fans. But you know, so the motors get made. They get put in little boxes, and then all those little boxes get put in bigger boxes. They get put in crates, and they get shipped. You know, maybe they fly them over, maybe they put them in a big truck, whatever the hell they did back in the 70s. And then Lakewood gets them, and they bring them all into their big storage area. And they're still making fans. You know, maybe it's 1978, maybe. But all these motors came in. But they're still using the motors they have, and they're building fans, and they're completing orders, and they're sending them out. But they haven't gotten to those 1978 stamped motors yet. And then Christmas happens, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's 1979. And they still haven't gotten to that big shipment of motors yet. Okay? So then, finally, at the middle of 1979, they finally get to those motors, open up those boxes, and they use all of them almost, right? But then another shipment comes. So then you've got a few motors left over from the 1978 stamped ones in the back of the storage area. They haven't used them yet. But new motors came in, someone opened a box full of them, and so now you've got motors with 1979 stamped motors being made in 79, but there's still 1978 motors in the storage area. So then it's 1980. Okay? And it's a grand world, and Reagan's going to save everybody, apparently. And they still have 1978 motors in the storage area. Now, this is the only reason I think about this kind of stuff is because a friend of mine mentioned it and related to drums. Slingerland, which is a great drum company back in the day, used to make. They have all drums have like a badge, and they were made in Chicago. And then after a while, the badges that said Chicago stopped saying that anymore. They say Niles, Illinois. And the idea is that, just because it says Niles, Illinois, doesn't mean it's not a Chicago era drum. You know, maybe they have a bin, you know, a bin with all little badges, and the guy that's job it is to put the badges on, they get low on the badges. He says, hey, bring me some new badges. And they put a bunch of badges, but all the old badges are still in the bottom of that bin. And they still say Chicago on them. So that's what I'm talking about. So even though we know when the motors are date stamped, that doesn't mean we know when the fan was built. We don't know when the fan was sold, sent out. Who knows, right? We have a general idea, but we, you know, it's to me that's something to keep in mind, that we don't really know when these fans were made, and the manufacturing process is such that I'm not sure they were that concerned with it either. So there you go. That's my thought on this. Let's plug it in and run it. It's pretty dirty. All right, so here it goes. It seems a little sluggish. I think it really needs to be cleaned and oiled. Here's high. Oh, my power strip is not on. Okay, here we go. Now we got power. That seems alright. Shakes a bit. Medium. Low. Back to high. Here's your spin down. So it's okay. It doesn't run any better or worse than the other two that I have. I love the square case. We'll get it cleaned and the grate sorted. I'd like to do some of that today because it's actually kind of warm here, but I'm not going to have time to do that. So there you go. Can't beat it for 5 beans. Hopefully it turns out to be a nice runner and get some running time over the summer. And hopefully it won't rattle once we get it all sorted. And we'll try and get that stupid rock out of there. So, anyway, unknown history on this one, but the paint's okay, you know, I mean, see on the sides, the sides actually look pretty nice. So we'll see how it cleans up. And thanks a lot for watching. Happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you're having a good fall out there. All right, guy, forget about it.